Hello, and welcome to another stream of Pokemon Legends Arceus Live. My name is Ectric, and here in yet another stream where we will be once again going and trying to get some shinies in this game. I hope you're excited for this stream. If you have not yet liked the stream and subscribed to the channel, consider doing so you can catch every single one of these streams as they come out. Regardless, though, I really appreciate you being here. Let me just set this up real quick. There we go. We are going to be doing some just MMO hunting. I'm thinking about also starting to try and get some shaking trees so I can get the Burmy Wormadam line and maybe even Combi and Vespiquen, because I have not really even tried going for them yet. And I need to. I'm getting to the point where the MMOs are less and less useful because we are just getting to the point where we don't have any more of them left. So hopefully we will be able to get some good shinies. I did a little bit of hunting over Thanksgiving break, and I ended up getting a shiny Tentacool, which is cool because I've never gotten any of the line. So now I just need one more, which is great. Other than that, though, I have been on a bit of a drought lately, so hopefully we will get one. And, yeah, it should be a fun time. Thank you so much, PokeFan, for joining the stream before it even started. Hope everyone is doing well. And let's just get this thing started. I don't know how late I'm planning on going, just because I had, obviously, Thanksgiving travels and stuff like that. Being in the U.S., I, celebrate Thanksgiving in November rather than in October if you're Canadian, or never if you're any other kind of nationality. But obviously Thanksgiving was yesterday, and we traveled to my grandparents, which they live about 7-ish hours away from us. And I obviously wasn't driving on Thanksgiving, so I drove back this morning. Got up early, did some driving, and picked up the dog because we had to board her because we weren't able to bring her with us, and then just kind of got back, watched a movie, and now I'm here. So definitely a little bit tired, so I apologize if it's a little bit lower energy, and also not sure how late I will end up going, but it should be a good time regardless, even if it's a bit of a shorter stream. And I'm going to try and go for as long as possible because I got nothing going on tomorrow. I'm very happy to have a free weekend where I'm probably going to just finish up the cleaning the gutters, put up some Christmas decorations, and just have a grand old time. But got to get there first. And I can do that at any old time, so I don't have to wake up early tomorrow or anything like that, which is great. I'm very happy for that. All right, let's see. So we didn't get any MMOs, unfortunately, but that's okay. Oh, nope. Come on. Ugh. But yeah, we were unfortunately not able to bring our doggus to Thanksgiving celebrations, which is a real shame because I've been going to my grandparents for Thanksgiving as long as I can remember. We missed 1 year because my parents got a new dog. This was like 8 years ago at this point. Oh, that hurts. But this was like 8 years ago. They got a new dog, and he was extremely anxious, and they just were not comfortable bringing him around that many people. So we ended up staying home instead of going out and traveling to my grandparents. And I just remember that being like a real disappointment because I always loved going to my grandparents. And then obviously 2020 with COVID and all that stuff, we also didn't travel. My wife and we ended up just doing a at home celebration, just the two of us. I did a bunch of cooking and stuff like that, and it was as fun as it was going to be, considering we didn't really actually get to spend extra time with other family members than the people in our direct household. But Those are the only 2 times I can think of that I haven't gone to my grandparents. So it's a time honored tradition for me to go to my grandparents, and they have like 40 acres of like woodsy land and stuff like that. And it's just gorgeous up there. Got to see my first snow of the year, or I guess of the season technically, because I saw snow last fall, or last winter, back in like January and February and stuff like that. But I it's always been really nice, and it's always been like considered doggy heaven, because lot of land. There's no one around, so you can just let them out, and just let them roam, and they can go exploring and get to see a bunch of really good stuff, and not have any fences to like keep them in. So it's always been a wonderful area for a dog to be. Also, lots of food and stuff like that. Tons of things falling on the ground, whatever. Any dog that doesn't have dietary restrictions would have a field day with it. So I was very excited to be able to bring Lola to go experience that. Unfortunately, what we didn't account for was my parents' dog, not the one that that all those years ago forced us to not be able to go, but the one they got more recently, who a week after they got him was already hanging out at Thanksgiving and just fine. For some reason, he just absolutely could not stand Lola. Just was, viciously like barking and like basically charging at her. And no matter what she did, no matter how submissive she was, and how just like I'm just trying to be friendly. Please stop being angry at me. He just was not having it, and my parents, obviously they have 2 dogs, so it's harder for them to find lodging for 2 dogs so that my dog can come versus the 1 dog getting boarded. So we had to unfortunately board Lola rather than bring her with us, which sucked, because Lola has a bit of separation anxiety. So bringing her to a place that, and just leaving her doesn't feel good. And then also just I missed her. I wanted her there. And so we were throughout the entire time just being like, man, I miss my dog, and just holding a grudge against the dog that didn't let Lola show up. So unfortunately, we Lola ended up spending the Thanksgiving celebrations in a kennel with other dogs, and we got her back. We had to get home early enough that we could like pick her up from the place before they closed. So we had to leave like early. Well, at least early for me. I am a night owl, obviously. See my stream schedule for proof of that. But I'm a night owl, so anything before 9 is early for me. But like we had to be leaving by like 8:30 to be able to get there in time. And yeah, it was just 8 hours of driving essentially, which was rough. But yeah, so Lola didn't get to experience Thanksgiving. We had a good time anyway, despite the fact that we missed our doggies. But I am very tired after having to get up early and then drive across multiple states just to get home in time to pick her up. Doodle, welcome to the stream. Thanks so much for joining. My cat says hi. Hello to your cat. Friend at the end of the 3-hour guard practice. Man, I miss my cat. It's been 3 years. Aw. Oh. Oh, 3. Did they mean 3 hours? That's funny. I'm cat sitting for said friend. Oh, nice. Yeah, we unfortunately cannot cat sit, because my wife is allergic. And funny enough, we actually probably could have would have had cat sitting duties had she not been allergic because my sister-in-law is traveling and has two cats, and they needed to be watched after. They ended up just she ended up just getting one of her neighbors to look in on the cats daily, and then had like uh, different family units coming in to check in on them on the weekends, just to like do a more thorough, make sure that they're okay type of thing, which was really good because we got my wife and I got the first shift, and I ended up being the only one driving down at 6 o'clock on a Sunday to drive an hour and a half to go check in on these cats. And the downstairs neighbor, first of all, would not let me in the building until I confirmed that I was supposed to be there, which, fair. Good, general practice to not let in strangers you don't know into your apartment building, especially if they're claiming to want to use a spare key to get into someone's apartment. But when I got up there, this was the same neighbor that was supposed to be like looking on them daily. They weren't changing the litter. Um, it they just did not decide to, scoop out the litter the entire week that my sister-in-law had been gone, and so I had to clean out the litter from an entire week's worth of cat going to the bathroom, and I had to refill the entire box with a whole new thing of litter, and take the garbage out of the apartment so it didn't smell anymore. And it was just really, really bad. So I don't know what they were doing, because they had an automatic feeder, so they weren't feeding them every day. They weren't doing the litter. I don't know what else you generally need to do. I mean, maybe they were just checking in on the cats and like playing with them for a couple minutes, but it did not look like the neighbors were doing all that much. So I was happy to have provided some cat sitting capabilities for her, but unfortunately we couldn't just bring the cats over to our house and have them hang out for a week or two, because that would have caused great anguish to my wife. Almost. They have 5 cats? Oh dang. Yeah, at our most growing up, we had 5 cats in our house. We had the 2 cats that my parents had before I was even born, and then we got 3 cats that were all siblings. The only one of them that is still alive is one of the 3 siblings, notably the one that I always was most fond of. Her name is Ava, and she is now 17 years old, and still going strong. She is going to outlive all of us just out of spite. It's going to be great. No. Okay. Jesus. Almost died there. Did not like that. Neil, welcome to the stream. Thank you so much for joining in. Good to see you. Hope you had a wonderful Thanksgiving if you celebrate. Oh. I believe that's the full horde. Yeah. Do I feel like going all the way over there just to get some Agave berries? No, I do not. I have like 370 something. We're just going over here, ending off the MMO and moving on to the next one. That's the plan. I'm sticking with it. But thank you so much, everyone, for joining. I really, really appreciate it. I know it was a little bit last minute, and I didn't necessarily have it on the schedule as like guaranteed or anything like that, but I got back home from Thanksgiving, and I was like, you know what? I got no plans to do like a game night with college buddies. Might as well stream a little bit before I pass out. So here we are. But yeah, Thanksgiving was great actually. All things considered, despite the lack of dog, we did have a wonderful time. I've always loved going up there. It's always just such a wonderful environment. I know that the stereotypical experience of Thanksgiving is like, oh, who's causing the issues now? Who's the one that causes the rift that gets everyone arguing and stuff like that. But I have been extremely lucky that I have never experienced that in my own life. At least not at Thanksgiving. I have always been like, it has always been like a trope to me, but not one that was rooted in any reality that I've experienced. Because my family has always been very lucky on my part. Just great to get along with. It's always loud. It's always rambunctious, but it's always been just very just who can get the next joke in, who can say the next funny thing, and just trying to one up each other on having a good time and stuff like that. So it's always been a wonderful environment, and this year was no different, which was great. We did, however, have less people than usual because my cousin, my first cousin, who would normally be there, just got married a couple weeks ago. That was actually the wedding I went to a couple weeks ago, and they were just recently in the area, and they had their honeymoon, and then they were going to go and visit his wife's family to spend some time with them, because they had just recently spent some time near my cousin's family, being that the wedding was fairly close to where they live. So unfortunately, he was not there, and then my brother was also visiting his partner's family for Thanksgiving. So my wife and I were the only ones of the cousins to show up this year. So it was a little bit sparser on mouths to eat, but we did not cook that way. It was there was too much food, entirely too much food. Despite the fact that this Thanksgiving is always interesting. It's always interesting at my family's Thanksgivings, because there is an inordinate amount of vegetarians that are in my family. We have a ton of vegetarians and vegans in the family, and it ended up being that we were, I think the meat eaters might have actually been outnumbered at Thanksgiving this year. I think we had 11 total, and 6 of the people were vegetarian. It was either 6 meat eaters, 5 vegetarian, or 5 meat eaters, 6 vegetarian. I'm not exactly sure about one person. But regardless, there were not very many meat eaters, and despite that fact, I ended up making a buffalo chicken dip, just because I wanted buffalo chicken dip, on top of like the actual dip that I was supposed to make. We had a ton of appetizers, including like some shrimps, and my uncle made was supposed to be ribs, but he ended up getting a different cut of pork. So it ended up being like a mix between like a brisket and ribs, and almost like a pulled pork, because it just was like he couldn't get a rib cut. So it was an interesting mix, and it was very delicious. But he bought 27 pounds, and he cooked 18 of them for this party, when there were 5 to 6 meat eaters, and that was for the appetizer. And after that, And after absolutely stuffing myself with way too much meat, for dinner, we had not one, but 2 turkeys, one of which was fried. Again, not enough meat eaters to cover half of that meat. And yet we had 2 turkeys and an 18-pound pork meal. It was just the meat. There was a ton of sides and dips, and it was just like I literally was like I'm usually the kind of person where I'm like I try to pull my weight in terms of making sure that food doesn't go to waste, and I at a certain point had to be like there is no possible way I can possibly put enough of a dent into this to feel like I truly contributed. Just stop eating. You are going to hurt yourself. Like, at a certain point, I'd just be like, we're just gonna have a crap ton of leftovers. It was just like I just could not eat enough to like put a dent in it. And I just at a certain point I'd be like, you're either going to be extremely uncomfortable, or you're going to be okay. Please just accept okay. And even then I still ate more than I should have, and I was still uncomfortable. But I wasn't like to the point where I was like, I need to throw up or anything like that. Which, it's an extremely American and extremely bad thing for me to say. I did so good. I didn't feel like I had to throw up after eating. But it was at least on the manageable side of uncomfortably full. And by the time that dessert happened, I like felt okay. But yeah, it was entirely too much food. But it was all absolutely delicious, and boy, did I have a good time eating, and spending time with the fam and stuff like that. And we played some Phase 10, and I was doing extremely poorly the entire time, and then somehow managed to catch up and win because I got an extremely lucky final hand. But it was just a fun time. Got to chat, got to play some games, got to eat a ton of food. I took a couple of naps to recover from eating food. It was just a good time. Crunchy, welcome to the stream. Appreciate you coming in. We also had 2 turkeys. Nice. Yeah, that fried turkey was delicious. Oh my goodness. I've had fried turkey maybe once or twice before. It was so good. We literally didn't touch the second turkey. It was just divvied out specifically for like use on turkey sandwiches for future meals. Like we didn't even touch it on Thanksgiving. I had McDonald's for Thanksgiving? Oh, interesting. How did that go? That could be fun. Today's an amazing day. The bullying harassment I was experiencing finally stopped. Nice. Let's go. I'm glad that you're not experiencing that anymore. This is just a me thing. Did your mom experience horrible, uncontrollable lows after Thanksgiving? Highlights of my Thanksgiving include au gratin, applesauce jello, and tres leche. Oh, interesting. I've never had any of those for Thanksgiving. Family hosted, which means our fridge is stuffed. Yeah. Luckily, we didn't host, so we didn't have to like clean and all that stuff. But like, we definitely helped with cooking and stuff like that. I chopped some veggies and stuff that morning. Carlos, welcome to the stream. Good to see you. But yeah, I've not really experienced that because my mom is not the one that does most of the cooking on Thanksgiving. It's entirely a group effort. Like, because we always would travel like 5 to 6 hours to go to Thanksgiving, we've never been the ones to, expected to, provide a majority of the meals or anything like that. It used to be that my grandmother would do that, but as she's gotten older, it's become more and more of just a pure joint effort, which I think it works out really well because everyone gets a few dishes that they got to cook, and obviously some people end up doing more than others just because two sets of uncles / aunts live like within a mile of my grandparents where we always go, and then one of my uncles lives in New Hampshire, so real far away. And he ended up he wasn't unfortunately not able to go because he takes care of he is a caretaker for a very autistic man who needs constant like in-home care, and it's very hard for them to travel. So he ended up just spending Thanksgiving with the man who he caretakes for, his family for Thanksgiving. When we just did a call. Oh my God! Stop doing that! Freaking attack is annoying. But yeah, so ow. Get up. Ow. Get up. No. Go away. Go away. Go away. Jesus. All right, there we go. Let me rest a second. Yes, I know. Cannot go any farther. Appreciate the knowledge. JJ, welcome to the stream. Oh my goodness, Zed Raid. Welcome in, Raiders. Sorry, I was distracted by almost dying. Oh, and it's over. Oh well. Welcome in, Raiders. Thank you so much for joining. Zed, hope you've been well. Hope you had a wonderful Thanksgiving. So good to see you, man. Let's get some exclamation point Zeds in the chat. Everyone, if you're not subscribed to Zed already, what the heck are you doing? Honestly, just go sub. He's doing some awesome stuff. Just a wonderful content creator. Definitely go check out his stuff. We play a lot of the similar games and stuff like that. He's been really into the Zelda lately, I think. Hope the redirect worked. It looks like it did. How was your Thanksgiving? We were just talking about it, actually. We were just talking about... I was unfortunately unable to bring my dog to Thanksgiving because my parents have a dog who really does not like my dog, and they have 2 dogs, so it's harder for them to find lodging for 2 dogs rather than my one. So, unfortunately, Lola was not able to join us on the Thanksgiving festivities, but... we had a good time. Entirely too much food. The meat eaters were either nearly or were in reality outnumbered by the vegetarians and vegans, and yet we had an 18-pound pork as an appetizer to 2 entire turkeys, and it was just entirely too much food, but it was all delicious. I hope your Thanksgiving was good too. Just hit me up. I'll pet sit. Oh, thank you so much, Doodle. Yeah, it was. We had to put her into a pet hotel, and she did well. And my wife was very happy because they have a camera set up in the play area, and it was cold enough that they played inside where the camera was, so she got to watch Lola play with a bunch of other dogs on Thanksgiving morning. So she got to at least see her for that. Unfortunately, today, because she was leaving, they decided to bathe her during her playtime. So she unfortunately was not in playtime, and my wife ended up just watching the playtime anyway and trying to pick her out, even though she wasn't there. But you know, what if Ectric is neighbors with one of us and doesn't even realize it? Honestly, that'd be insane. I kind of doubt it, considering the average age of where I live, or the road I live on, is probably 60, and that's only because I'm in my 20s and my wife is in her 20s. We probably bring the average down about 10 years by ourselves. Everyone else is extremely old and retirement age. But you know what? That's reductive of me. There could very well be an 80-year-old very much interested in watching me shiny hunt in PLA. You never know. You never know. J-Rel, welcome to the stream. Thanks so much for joining in. Hope you're doing well. We're just doing some shiny hunting and reminiscing on some Thanksgiving memories. Unfortunately, I don't have much to note other than the massive amounts of food, because it was really just a very, very chill Thanksgiving. No no major blow-ups with where, you know, people were on the verge of fisticuffs or anything ridiculous like that. God damn it. I can't stand the alphas. Get back here. You're going to bed. You're going into my Pokeball, and you're leaving me alone. There we go. But yeah, it was very, very, chill time. Just, you know, good vibes all around. Lot of jokes. The to give a bit of an indication on what Thanksgiving is like at my family's place. The conversation that came up completely organically by talking about my trip to Montana was what happens when there are gay rams. Which one does the headbutting and which one does the swooning? Because I was talking about the story from when I went to Montana, where I was on a hike and I heard what I thought was gunshots at the moment, and then turned out to be two rams headbutting each other, like, you know, in a show of dominance and stuff like that. And my grandmother, apropos of nothing, goes, "What happens when there's a gay ram? Like, do they like participate, or like is one of them participating in trying to impress the other one? Like, what how does it work?" And it ended up becoming a major topic for a few like about a half an hour. That's the kind of things that happen at my Thanksgiving, rather than, you know, deep political debates. I'm actually 552. Oh, then yeah, maybe you do live on my road. What is your favorite shiny? That's a good question. I think probably it still is Honedge. I love the like ruby red blade. It looks so cool. But I am also a big fan of like a Grimmsnarl or something like that. I really like vibrantly different colors. Rob Gamer, welcome to the stream. Hi, Ectric, how's everything going? Everything's going just fine. A little bit tired, just because I drove about 8 hours today to be able to get home in time to pick up my dog from doggy daycare. But other than that, just fine and dandy. Spent yesterday with my BG in the 500s, and today in the 50s, so not fun on that. Oh, blood glucose. Ooh. Yeah, that's less fun to be at 500. Jeez. Yeah, that's no bueno. No bueno. For context of those who are not familiar with diabetes, you're supposed to be at between like 80 and 120. So 500 is just a bit high. Stop running away. Whatever. Alright. Nothing doing here. Oh, your pump died. Oh, that's not good. Don't they usually like beep when they're like low battery and stuff? I don't know. It's been a while since I've lived with a diabetic, and my mother never had a pump when I was growing up. She is only a recent convert. And my then girlfriend, my ex-girlfriend, who was diabetic, had the pump, but it's been I've been with my wife for over 10 years now, so it's been over a decade since I've had any experience with that firsthand. Also, I got really warm in here again. Hope you get some good rest in. Glad you're doing well otherwise, though. Send you all the shine love. Thank you so much, Rob. I really, really appreciate that. Yeah, I'm going to go as long as I can, just because I've been slacking on the streams lately, I feel like. It's been there's been a lot of like just random stuff coming up where I'm just like, oh yeah, I guess I'm just not streaming today or something like that, or I'll have like technical difficulties or something like that. So I really wanted to get another stream in because I only did the one Zelda stream on Tuesday this week. I think that was the only one that I did this week, which was a little bit low for me. Although actually, no, I did one on Sunday, because my thumbs were hurt. I forgot. I did do a Infinite Craft stream on Sunday, so this is technically my third stream this week. But still, it's way too low. I should be streaming every day, 2 times a day, 3 times a day. Never stop streaming. Subathon forever. That's all good, totally understandable. Yeah. It's, I always want to stream more than I'm able to. You know, I was talking about this with my wife while we were, you know, on our odyssey to go to Thanksgiving. But like, I do want to turn this into like a full-time thing, because it is a huge part of my identity, my life. I love doing this. It's one of my favorite things to do. It's what I'm constantly like obsessing about, like what can I do to do like a new thing on the channel or something like that. It's like where a lot of my creativity goes. So I'm always interested in doing it more. But unfortunately, right now I'm in a place where I have to have a full-time job to be able to, you know, help pay the bills, and then any extra time can go towards that. But that also has to be split with, you know, any other hobbies that I have, or, you know, any other chores I need to do, or anything like that. So unfortunately, this is basically sharing any amount of time with any other non-work responsibilities and hobbies I have. So anytime I'm doing anything other than this or work is time that's being taken away from this. And obviously work can't get cut because, you know, I gotta pay the bills, and, you know, there are other obligations. So this is unfortunately sometimes the thing that gets cut, which really sucks. So if I were able to merge, you know, the whole work hours that are necessary and this, I would have a lot less that I would need to cut for. So that is obviously a goal of mine, but at the moment, not feasible to do that without, you know, supplementing with a full-time job. But, you know, I forget why I was saying that. Oh yeah, but in terms of like what I want to do, I want to be streaming like all the time. So I try to do it as much as possible within my schedule, even if it means I lose a little bit of sleep. I find that a worthwhile trade-off. Is that a shiny sound effect? That might have been a shiny sound effect. I can't tell for sure. Putting man, welcome to the stream. Welcome to Lord Frieza. I was actually watching the new Hiffle episode from DBZA, or I guess Team 4-Star, the people who made DBZA. It was great. It was very fun. I love that series. And Solo, welcome to the stream out as well. Power's out? Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. At least you have internet enough to watch on your phone, I guess. But I'm sorry to hear that you cannot overwatch or, you know, underwatch or whatever you do. ZZZ it, you know, Genshin up. Kingdom Hearts 3 away. What are other games you do? Subathon week? I mean, honestly, I would love to, but I don't know. That would be a huge ask for my wife. Just going up to her and be like, hey, so I'm thinking about just streaming for an indeterminate amount of time, including like sleeping on camera, and you're just not gonna get to see me for like basically any of it. Is that okay? Because she is like pretty adamant about not being on camera, which, you know, fair play. I get that. I'm the one that wants to be on camera, not her. But it also means that, you know, she'll never really be on the channel if it like to like hang out or something like that while I'm streaming or anything like that. So a subathon, inherently being, unstopped on camera means that she will just not see me unless I like go to the bathroom or something like that. Or like go grab a drink or something. Was out for like 20 minutes. Of course, came back as soon as I mentioned it. Well, listen, sometimes you just have to work that voodoo magic. When are you gonna finish FNAF? I don't know, next Halloween. It was so stressful. It's so stressful, man. I really didn't wasn't enjoying it by the end. Gotta be honest. I was just so frustrated. I mean, I will probably eventually push through and try and finish it, but man, was I not enjoying myself while I was doing it. No offense to all of you who enjoy FNAF. I'm like, I understand why it's a fun game. I just did not find it fun myself. Don't want to turn my PS5 on, have it yell at me for unplugging it without turning it off, only for the power to go out again. Yeah, freaking Rossetti over here. Sometimes it's not my fault. Sometimes things happen. We want to go with this one because we need a bunch of fish. But getting back to FNAF, I think I will probably... I have a bunch of games that I need to just like that are basically complete, but I need to just like do a small amount. So I think at some point I'm going to do basically a mop-up week at some point where I just do as many games that like I'm essentially done with but just need to finish up as possible in that week. So like finishing the sleep block that I did, doing Kanto for that, or finishing up Superliminal, or finishing up Rhythm Heaven Fever, doing the rest of that Olympic stream. Like all of those things are things that I need to finish, and FNAF obviously. So all of those are like series or streams that I started but did not finish because I like stopped like right before finishing or like halfway through finishing or whatever. So at some point I'm just gonna like go through and do a bunch of those at once and just like finish all of them so that I like I have closure on all of those series. Really gotta make you do 420 night where you play what you played will feel like a breeze. What's 420 night? Is that another like horror game? Because if so, oh boy. Let's just go with this one. I haven't done this one yet today. Really need to get back into Pokemon. A few games I haven't finished. Which games haven't you finished? I'm curious. Also, Snapple time. I should play Doors. I've never heard of Doors. Just in general. Completely foreign term to me altogether. I assume it's some sort of game. Oh, we got some unknown. Probably never get a shiny of it, but that's okay. You can at least pretend that it's possible. Also, maybe we'll get a cynical line. Let's actually do this one. That way we don't have to warp immediately. Seventh night of FNAF, it's a custom night, so you turn all the animatronics up to their max difficulty. Oh god. Let's go Pikachu and Eevee, Brilliant Diamond, and Legend Arceus postgame. Oh, interesting. I have actually done all of those, funny enough. Zed and I actually did a speed, or a race through, Let's Go. That was a lot of fun. I still kind of want to make a full-length YouTube video of, like, a summary of that stream mini-series, because that was a fun race. I'll probably also do one of the Emerald one, but that one's probably going to be a lot shorter and has a little bit less satisfying of an ending, I feel like. At least from my perspective, I lost, but... it also, like, neither of us finished. I just kind of gave up because I lost right after the 7th... right before the 7th gym, and, like, I was not going to catch up. So it was a little hard to justify, like, trying to come back, because it was either, like, I have to rely on Zed to make a major mistake and lose, which he could afford to slow roll it and just, you know, guarantee his win. Or, you know, and if that ends up happening, it's basically just whoever doesn't screw up first, and, like, at that point, it's, like, no longer, like, a head-to-head race, it's like a... one person's just kind of playing just in case, and the other person, and just watching the other person either win or lose, which is a little bit less engaging. Like, there's no way to catch up from a 7-gem deficit. Damn. Oh, that was quick. Yours is a horror game on Roblox. Oh, okay. Oh, I think I might have seen something like that. Is it like you have like multiple choices of doors you have to go through, and like only one of them is like safe or something like that? Stream a series, you epically failing at games. I mean, that's just most streams. how often am I not, or how often and would you prefer a series where I just can't speak? Because I epically fail at doing that all the time, too. But how often do you see me actually play decently at a video game? Like, most of the time, it's just me screwing up video games. I feel like it wouldn't be unique for me to suddenly play really bad at... Also, I'd have to, like, go into it early to, like, decide which game I'm going to be bad at or something like that. Like, fair, I could probably figure that out pretty easily if I, you know... pick out a certain type of game that I'm really like. If I were to like go into playing League of Legends, I would be bad at it. Like that is just essentially guaranteed. I would be really bad at any MOBA, let's say, and yeah, I don't know that it would. I could probably pick out a couple games, but like at a certain point, it's like I only get to play a couple times before I get like mediocre. Then there's reruns I need to finish. The challenge where my sister shows my team most prominent. Oh, fun. I got stuck on Giratina and Cynthia and just never got around to finishing Let's Go Pikachu. Oh, I see. In PLA and BDSP, respectively, for the first two, and then you just never got around to finishing Let's Go Pikachu. Gotcha. You were talking about all three. I was like, Giratina and Cynthia are not in Let's Go Pikachu. I don't know what that was. I don't know how that stopped you. I have some terrible news. You may have been playing the wrong game. There is a reason that you were not able to defeat them in Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. Francis, welcome to the stream. Appreciate you coming in. There's only two where you get a certain... when you get a certain monster. Okay. You should play it, I'll play with you. I'll have to maybe try it out sometime. Just play me in Smash. I mean, yeah. We've seen that too, though. We all know I'm bad at Smash. I had the most fun when I was already dead and I was commentating Smash. Like, that's how bad I am at Smash. Makes sense. Your dedication to YouTube finally definitely shows. All the best on your journey. It's eventually becoming full-time. Thank you so much, Rob. I really, really appreciate that. It's very, very kind of you to say. I hope that it shows through, because it is certainly something that, like, means a lot to me. So, I do my best. And you're right. I never know. Unfortunately, I'm kind of in a little bit of a... I'm not like demotivated per se, because I'm like obviously still enjoying doing it, but I'm kind of at a point where I'm feeling less and less. It's feeling less and less likely that it will ever become a full-time thing. Like, I've been in a bit of a rut for the past like 3 or 4 months in terms of like sub growth, and part of that is that I stopped posting shorts regularly. But like at the same time, even before I stopped posting shorts, I hit a very like a significant slowdown at the beginning of the year, pretty much. I think I lost some steam when I started trying to set up for the big stream that never solidified because I didn't finish the work that needed to get done to be able to do it. Um, I think that I've just like lost that steam and I haven't picked it up again. And it's obviously possible to pick it up again. And it's not like it's not like streams have been dead by any means. But it's just been a bit stagnant is all. And obviously in a world in a environment where you are incentivized to constantly grow, constantly improve, and if you're not improving, you're failing. I don't consider by any means this a failure. It's, if anything, I consider it just a rough patch. But it is hard to not see that as a little bit demotivating. It's I'm not. It has not affected me in terms of like my passion for this, but it also it has made me look at it a little bit more soberly of like, oh, that meteoric growth I saw is not necessarily guaranteed. So it could very well happen. I mean, I had a random short get over 1 million views. That is incredibly lucky. And it's completely possible to have that happen again. It is also possible that it doesn't. So just gotta keep trying. Do you know you have to be 16 in England to buy an energy drink? I did not know that. It makes sense though. I mean, England generally has a bit stricter controls on like things that are considered like unhealthy for children. So I think that probably makes some sense that they would constrict the high caffeine drinks and stuff like that a bit. Now only one card away from completing my decks in TCG pocket. The elusive Gengar X won't show up. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Zoning out, so I'm hop off. No worries, Doodle. Thank you so much for joining in. Everything worth doing is worth doing like shit. There you go. Yeah, exactly. I'm like I said, like I'm trying to make this clear that I do not by any means feel demoralized by the fact that I am not growing the way I used to be when I had that short going out or something like that. I am incredibly grateful for, and literally any of you taking time out of your day to watch me putz around in a video game. Like that is an incredibly privileged place to be, to have anyone care enough about me playing video games to want to watch. But you're right. Yeah, it's just if it's gonna happen, it'll happen because I put in the work for it, and if it doesn't happen, then I have already been blessed. So that's the only thing I can do about it. I obviously can do my best to try to manifest the greater success by trying to continually improve the product I'm putting out, and continually try to reach out to more people and all that stuff. But at a certain point, it'll either happen or it doesn't. And all I can do is enjoy the ride. No, you're not doing it. No, stop that. There you go. Captain Bar, welcome to the stream. Appreciate you coming in. Oh my god, stay in the ball. You're an amazing streamer, by the way. Love watching you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Very kind of you to say. These ones are kind of annoying to catch. The water encounters are just annoying. Ow! Fucking rude. Because they're hard to dodge. That was going to be the end sentiment of my sentence there before I got so rudely interrupted by a water hydro cannon straight to the frickin' face. Are the gamble rates mega boosted or something? I don't. I think they're like 50% win or something like that, but I don't think it's like I don't think the rolls are boosted or anything like that. Oops. Why'd you get like another 100? Very possible you're just having good luck. Perfect throw to whiff on the stun, but still have it notice me. Horde. You now move on over here. Yeah. Ghost World, welcome to the stream. Thank you so much for joining. Good to have you in. Whoops. Can only roll 90 plus. Yeah, I think those are just lucky rolls. Cyan, welcome to the stream. Any shinies? No, unfortunately not. Not yet, at least. We're still working on it. But thank you so much for joining me. Hope you're doing well. Right. Throw a couple of these down. See if that helps us at all. That was weird. My Y button wasn't working. Really? I stun it and then it breaks out of the stun? Oh my god. Stop it. These things are annoying. Definitely could be a sign. Shorts help with growth for sure. You have our support. Thank you so much, Rob. I really, really appreciate that. Very, very kind of you to say. And I truly appreciate all of the support. Found a shiny Skuntank today. Nice. We fell off. Business is ruined. Oof. Sorry about that, Capoeira. How does one achieve 100% of their full power form? I think you have to scream really loud and then take like 5 minutes, about the time it takes for a planet to blow up, and make yourself really buff. I think that's how you do it. And then you still get your ass handed to you. I think that's how it goes. See, Lumion, I keep trying to say Lumions. The Finions are so much easier to go for, even if they run away. Like, it's just so much easier to try and catch them because they don't frickin' attack you like jerks. Grunting is not working. Well, you're not. You're supposed to like full on scream. Come on, give me a freaking immediate spawn shiny. I think the stealth sprays are really helping here because it's making it so that only one of them really notices me at a time, so I'm able to stagger it enough that I'm not really getting attacked much. So I think I'll continue using them. We fly. I love this sound. It's such a good sound. The wah raid siren. It's perfect. Did you ever get discussion bot working again? Theoretically, discussion bot should work. Oh no, it won't work. It won't work because it still needs the play sound library. It will probably work up until the point where it tries to actually play the audio file that is generated. So theoretically, oh god damn it will work in terms of like putting the text up on the screen. It will not play the pirate voice to announce the topic. So theoretically, I could just run it and then have it not play the sound, but that's only half of the program. The pirate adds an ambiance to it. But I'm planning on doing some testing either tonight after stream or tomorrow, depending on how tired I am after stream, to try and figure out how to get it so that it works again. Because what happened is when I reset up my Python environment, I updated to the most recent Python, which apparently does not... The library that I use to play MP3 files through Python, for some reason, doesn't work on the newer Python. So like 3.12 is the Python version that I'm on now, and it only works up to like 3.9 or something like that. So for some reason that I have to find a new library or figure out how to get this one working. I don't know what it is, but it just throws an error when it tries to actually play a MP3 file. Make a TTS that sounds like the anime's Pokédex. I kind of do want to do a coding stream at some point to like mess around with the AI voices and stuff like that. Actually, I have a lot of stuff that I want to do coding for the channel for. So I'm thinking about doing a coding stream sometime soon. Maybe even tomorrow if I'm free. We'll have to see. If I've been a coding adventure in and out. Oh my goodness. Command for joining the heist along with the bet mount. Oh, okay. I see. Sorry I'm late. Spend time with family. No worries, Luigi Dragon. Appreciate you being here now. Hopefully you're having a wonderful, wonderful Thanksgiving weekend. We're just chilling. You haven't missed any shinies. We talked about Thanksgiving. We talked about gay Rams. We talked about channel growth and plans for the future and coding projects and all that stuff. So, bunch of fun topics. While I didn't get any shinies. Good old days. Could have sworn there was a duel. I might just not have it enabled or something. I don't remember. My mother makes the best stuffing in the. Wait, did you say gay rams? Yeah, I did. And that's fair enough. I would love to try the stuffing at your Thanksgiving dinner, because I am a big fan of stuffing. It is quite good. I love the stuffing that gets made at the. I loved the stuffing this year specifically. The only problem is they added cranberries to it, which I'm not a huge fan of. Like, it's fine, but I prefer to not have the sweet. I just want the savory for my stuffing, but it was still pretty tasty. My Thanksgiving went very well. Nice. Cranberries? Yeah, I mean, listen, I guess they're technically craisins, but I'm so curious as to what that means. But I'm gonna just respect the Rams' privacy. I can explain it if people are curious. This was a genuine topic that came up on Thanksgiving, brought up by my grandmother, because I was talking about my Montana trip, and I was telling the story of how I was on a hike and all of like the different animals I saw, and then that if you remember this story, we were walking back down, and I heard what I thought could possibly be gunshots, and I was like, what the heck? Who's shooting a gun on a at a national park? That seems highly illegal. And it turned out that it was not gunshots, but it was two rams headbutting. You know what they do for like the show of dominance, where they'll like literally headbutt each other to like impress the ladies. And my grandmother at first was like, I'm not necessarily sure why they do that, and I was like, I'm pretty sure it's like for mating purposes and stuff like that. And she goes, "What if you have a gay ram?" And I said, "What?" And she goes, "Well, if you have a gay ram, are they participating in the headbutting? Are they trying to impress one of the other guys? Do they like? Is there one of them that's headbutting and one of them that's swooning? Like, what's going on here?" And so it became a legitimate topic of conversation about what happens if there's a gay ram, and who does the headbutting, who headbutts in the relationship. Oh my goodness, it was. Those are the kind of conversations that happen way too often at our Thanksgivings, and it's just it's so much better than the whole, oh no, Uncle Clyde started talking about Trump again. Now everyone's mad. No, we talk about gay rams instead. Much more apropos and safe topics of conversation for Thanksgiving. Perfect. Probably can't stay on for too long though. Wi-Fi up here is pretty bad and the stream lag is real. No worries. I completely understand. Actually, ironically enough, I'm not getting too much lag on my end, which is surprising because usually I get a decent amount. But I'm happy that it's at least working on my end. But I completely understand. Where I went, it's very bad service. Luckily they have Wi-Fi, which works pretty well. Although it only works in like one half of the house, so you have to be in that half to get it to work. But yeah, it's the service in there is atrocious. You will be lucky to send a text within a day. Like it's just like things do not go in and out on data there. To the point where my grandparents actually had like people from Verizon come in to check to see if there was anything to be done. And they said, unless you have a cell tower on your property, it is basically impossible for you to get good service here, because you are in such a basically live in a valley. So it's very hard to get like service down where they are. It's like rural and in a valley, and it's just like the perfectly bad spot to be getting cell service. Existence of gay ram implies the existence of a lesbian ram. That's true. I mean, they probably just like headbutt the men just for sport. for Christmas, you should get them a Verizon cell tower. That would be very funny. Nah, but they're like they have a landline, and they're one of the few people where I'm like, no, yeah, that completely makes sense. Uh, that you should not get rid of your landline. That is a very useful thing to have. Because I mean, if the Wi-Fi goes down, what are you gonna do? Huh? It looks like we got this one, and we go over here for this one. Those are the two. All right. We still haven't gotten a Quillfish or Overcrow shiny. I just recently got like yesterday, got a tentacle for the first time. Still have not gotten any of the Overcrow line. The perfect gift. Had to take my meds. No worries, Simon. Nope. Alright. Start doing the circling method. Circling method actually works pretty well in the water, all things considered. Like, it's not great. It's worse than the all of the methods I have on like land, but in terms of like trying to maximize the number of catch opportunities you get and minimize the number of wasted Pokeballs and sticky globs, it works pretty well with being able to get you to aim correctly. Oh, also, by the way, my wife and I, because of the two back-to-back trips to upstate New York, we really have been listening to some audiobooks on those trips, and the series that we've been listening to, I highly recommend. It's by Brandon Sanderson's the Skyward series, and it is so good. I'm really enjoying it. Basically, premise is a enclave of humans lives on a barren planet in caves, and they're constantly under attack by aliens who seemingly want to eradicate them. They basically, the humans were in a huge like galaxy-wide war, and they lost and were basically wiped out. And the people of like one ship crash landed on this planet and have been fighting for their survival for the past like almost 100 years. And the main character's father was a fighter pilot, and was well beloved by like the entire civilization. They were after decades of just like living in like small tribes of like a few people, were finally able to create a starbase to be able to field fighters to be able to try and start fighting back and protecting themselves. And essentially, her father is a like this hotshot pilot, and really like one of the best, is well beloved, and he brings the main character up to the surface to see the sky for the first time, and she sees the sky, and then he gets on his radio. He hears on his radio that there's a huge attack coming in, and he goes to take that to go fight in that battle and help out his fellow pilots, and he sends his daughter to go back home to safety on her own, and basically he dies in that fight, and seemingly is a traitor who ran away from the battle, And basically, it's about this daughter living in this like highly militarized society where, being a fighter pilot is like the be all end all, most important job, and her father was a traitor to the entire civilization by being a coward, and basically is about her trying to prove that wrong, prove that she is not a coward, and like trying to help her people. Very, very, very good series. Quillfish go boom. I have Remoraid and Quillfish. Nice. I have a Remoraid. I have a Tentacool. I mean, I have a bunch of shinies, but I do not have Quillfish, unfortunately. God of War. Oh yeah, I've heard God of War. I do plan on playing it at some point. Probably not in the near future, but at some point. That does sound cool. It's really good, and I have read another of Brandon Sanderson's series, and he does such a good job of like building a hard magic world. And if you're not familiar with the term like hard magic versus soft magic, Harry Potter would be the example of like a soft magic world where it's like no real rules to it necessarily. Like people can just kind of do magic, whatever, and there's not like a hard set rule of like if you do this then this happens type of thing. Whereas like Avatar: The Last Airbender would be an example of more of a hard magic world where people can do like magical things, but there are very, very specific rules around it. Like one person can there's only one person that can bend all four elements. Only a certain number of people can bend the elements. They do these certain martial arts moves to be able to do this, do these bending things. The moon helps the waterbenders, and the sun helps the firebenders. All that kind of stuff is like a very hard magic. And Harry Potter's not like a pure soft magic because there are some rules around it, with like muggles and versus wizards, and like some people have stronger abilities to do magic and stuff like that. But like basically, Avatar would be an example of a much more hard magic. Like there are specific limitations around the magic, versus Harry Potter is a bit more like unlimited. And neither is better than the other. It's just flavor. And you can have a really good soft magic story. You can have a really good hard magic story. But what Brandon Sanderson does really well that I've seen, at least from the two series that I've read of his, is he does really, really good world building around a specific hard magic system. And it's just very, very entertaining to inhabit this world. The protagonists generally are like prodigies, but very, very flawed prodigies. Like they're good at their one thing, but other than that, they are not particularly skilled at anything else. And they need to be skilled in those other things to be able to achieve their ultimate goals. But yeah, it's very, very. I would highly recommend him as an author. He's quite good. I also this is coming from a white straight man, so take this with a grain of salt. But I do think that he writes female protagonists pretty well. I don't think he falls into the pitfalls of like, she was she was so super duper strong, but really she yearned to have a man or something like that. I don't think he falls into that really all that much, if at all. I think he writes pretty well-rounded characters. And both of the series that I've read, the protagonist has been a female, and I think they've been written well. So, if that is a worry of yours, at the very least, coming from me, I don't see it as like a glaringly obvious thing of like, oh, this is this is bad. Like I can acknowledge, like I like some shows, but acknowledge that they have that kind of trope, like especially with animes. Um, I don't know that I've yet to find one that has completely strayed away from that kind of casual misogyny. Um, I think the one that does it best is probably My Hero at this point. But even then, they had that cheerleader, cheerleader scene, um, and they have the typical, perfect guy that somehow is tolerated, even though he's like irredeemably, horribly sexist and gross. Um, but yeah, so I don't think that one falls into those pitfalls at least. No. No. Alright. Oh, that was it. God of War is one of my top 3 games ever. Nice. Pitfall of male authors saying women breast poobly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that I don't think he does that. Um, at least it's been subtle enough that I have noticed it. Perhaps my wife would have a different opinion. We've both been listening to these books, and I'm sure that she could probably nitpick some things, but I don't think I don't think he falls into it largely, at least. One Piece, but then again, there's Sanji always ogling the ladies. Yeah, I mean, I've never watched One Piece, so cannot speak for certain. But generally, like even if they're in an anime where they have like pretty well rounded like characters in terms of like their personality and stuff like that, even then, there's always at least one of the female characters that it just for no reason whatsoever only wears underwear, or has a superpower where they must have their chest at least somewhat exposed at all times, or else it would not make any sense for their power, and their power would not work, or something like. It's just like, I get it. I guess it's not necessary. You could just have a female character that is just a person, and not also a sex object, or only a sex object, even worse. But I can, at the very least, I can look past it most of the time. Sometimes it's so overt that it's just impossible for me to get past. But for the most part, I'll kind of roll my eyes at it and just be like, all right, fine, whatever. Bonus chapter of SAO light novel is an example of that I've ever seen. It's either a mistranslation or the author doesn't know how the human body works. I don't know that I've seen the light novel or anything like that. I only watched like the first 2 seasons of SAO, so I would have to go back and check that again to know what you're talking about. But apparently it's bad. Shocker, women are real people as well. Exactly, yeah. You wouldn't have thunk it. I it was hard for me to believe as well, but turns out women have thoughts too. It's weird. Like, I thought they were just all emotion, but like they actually think sometimes. It's weird. For legal purposes, this is me being sardonic. I am fully in favor of all of the women things. This is me being being tongue in cheek. Oh, there's no ones that I don't have. That sucks. A waste of 5 guava berries. Wasn't part of the anime. It's basically just the sex chapter. Oh, jeez. Fair enough. The worst extra clip to take out of context. There's probably been worse. To be honest, I'm pretty sure I've taken myself out of context in worse situations before, and put them into shorts. Like I feel like the gay ram one might be worse. Maybe not. Maybe that one's worse, but we can't tell them to make us a sandwich. Yeah. Apparently not. Apparently the woke media is telling you that that apparently women have feelings too, and you can't just make them do whatever you want. It's bull crap, but that's the world we live in these days. Think your Heroes is just funny. I mean, yeah, objectively so. I don't know why I came here, but we're going here. Alright, let's see if we can't find a shiny. That would be a dope thing to snag. I would be super happy if we managed to snag a shiny Eevee today. I've been looking forever for a shiny Eevee. Literally anytime there's not an MMO or regular Uprick that I'm interested in, I will do that specific run. And I have never found a shiny in it. I'd also take a shiny Combi, but, no such luck. Alright. I wonder if there are any more over this way. Yeah, there definitely are. I could probably expand my Combi hunt outward a little bit. Maybe I'll also start looking for some shaking trees. See if we can't find one to headbutt and find a shiny Burmy or something. Is that a shiny? Oh no, okay. It's just a weird shadow. That's a shame. Oh well. Yeah, nothing doing. That's okay. Ectric said dope. Yeah, I am totally a Milgenzial cusper. I still say those outdated slang terms. Combis are basically all over the forest. Yeah, I figure I should probably start expanding my search radius on those, because I only, I would really only go for those first 4, which is a small amount of encounters to go for. Oh, we're getting a trash can raid. Welcome in, Raiders. Welcome in, Jewel. She-Wolf, Undead Levi. More Rush Plucks. Zoim, thank you so much for joining in. Everyone, thank you so much for joining in on that raid. I really, really appreciate it. I hope you are having a wonderful, wonderful Thanksgiving weekend, long weekend if you celebrate. If you are just coming to a regular Friday night, then I hope you will be having a wonderful weekend soon. Thank you so much for joining. For those of you who are new here, my name is Ectric. I am a PokeTuber by trade. Do some shiny hunting in this game. I'm looking for a shiny Manectric in Pokemon Emerald currently. I also do a bunch of other games like Zelda or Wii Sports Speedrunning or Baldur's Gate. Whole bunch of different games. So if any of that sounds interesting to you, consider liking this stream and subscribing to the channel so catch more in the future. Regardless, though, I really, really appreciate you being here tonight. We are just kind of chilling and playing some Pokemon with some shiny hunting, and no shinies yet, but we're working on it. But Trashcan Man, thank you so much for the raid, my friend. I really, really appreciate it. Everyone who's in my chat, go check out Trashcan Man's channel if you have not already. Drop a like, drop a sub. Does some awesome gaming, does some Pokemon content as well. So if you enjoy the Pokemon content on my streams, you will also enjoy his. Show some love. What were you playing tonight? Story's been great. I like that. Sir Ralph McCuts, welcome in as well. There we go. And Gerald as well. Really appreciate it. And Sudowoodo. Sudowoo don't. My apologies. Baldur's Gate. Oh, you're big fan of Baldur's Gate. I play once a week on Wednesdays with a couple of other streamers. We're currently in the third act, and it's been fun. It's been fun. I also am planning on doing a like a video. It's basically I'm planning on making like 3 movies essentially of Baldur's Gate, of a solo playthrough. But I'm going to try and make it as cinematic as possible, and tell a very specific story and add in like custom voice acting and stuff like that, and hopefully make it entertaining to watch as like a standalone thing. But that's way off in the distance because I'm trying not to spoil myself on the endings of the game. So I want to wait until I've beaten the game once before I start planning that one too hard. But I'm hoping that it will be a fun time when I eventually get to it. Did some hunting for Deoxys and Fire Red. Ooh, that sounds like it could be a fun hunt. No shiny, but all is well. Understandable. I mean, that's still 8192 odds, right? I'd have to assume. Unless you have some way of making it better odds, but even then, the best I could ever imagine it being is like 512, which is still rough. But I wish you luck in that. Sudowudon is a great username. I agree. I really like that name. Levi, thank you so much for subscribing. And Sir Ralph McCutts, thank you so much for subscribing as well. Really, really appreciate both of you showing some support. I hope I will see you in more streams in the future. Regardless, though, I really, really appreciate you being here right now, subscribing, passing on the love that you were showing Trash Can Man earlier. All right, we gotta go over here. By the way, I am exiting out of these MMOs well before I've gone through all of the encounters because I am trying to get a shiny living dex in this game, and I am actually getting pretty close to the end of it. And unfortunately, I have a lot of these as full lines already. So I already have Zoroa and a Zoroark. I already have the full Oshawott line, the full Piloswine line, the Alakazam line. I like all of these lines I have except for the Ralts one, unfortunately. So I'm not exactly getting my bang for my buck on these MMOs, but it's the quickest way to try and get shinies, so we go for them anyway. Oh my goodness, we're getting another raid. Welcome in, raiders. The Aloe Ambush. Thank you so much for coming in. Welcome in, Neko Lolita. Sajingo? Apologies for probably butchering your name. Really, really appreciate you coming in on that raid, though. Really, really appreciate everyone being here. Once again, my name is Ectric. I am a PokeTuber by trade. Do a bunch of shiny hunting in Pokemon mostly at this point. Although I have been known to do a Nuzlocke or two. I also do other gaming stuff like Zelda, Wii Sports speedrunning, Baldur's Gate. Been known to play some party animals every once in a while. Whole bunch of variety. So if any of that sounds interesting to you, consider liking this stream and subscribing to the channel to catch more. Regardless, though, thank you so much for being here. I hope you will enjoy yourself. No. Come on. There we go. Aloe, thank you so much for the raid. I really, really appreciate it. What were you playing tonight? Once again, if everyone who's in my chat can go check out Aloe, show some love. They were very, very kind to raid. And I hope that you will show them the appreciation for showing me that love. So I hope you will go over, drop a like, drop a sub if you're interested. And Cyan and Solo, thank you so much for plugging the links. Aloe's coming? Appreciate it. Starting off new playthrough of my favorite game, Pokemon Black. Ooh, nice. I technically have a Pokemon Black 2 run going. It has been probably about 6 months since I've done anything in it because the code that I was using for it is a bit finicky and wasn't working very well on my old OBS. I was calling it the Pokemon Black 2 Mowlock, which essentially it was a Nuzlocke where Every stream, um, chat would be able to create one new rule that I had to follow based on what playing card I drew before each Pokemon attack that I would try to do. So if whenever I was in battle, I would have to, before I could attack, I would have to draw a playing card, and then based on the rules that chat gave me, I would have to follow whatever rules were for those specific cards. So for example, Solo was very mean and decided that every time I got, I think, an Ace of Diamonds, I had to release a Pokemon. So I would draw and I would see if there was an if it was an Ace of Diamonds, and if it was, I had to release a Pokemon. If not, I would have to do different rules. And basically, you could keep adding rules. Every stream, I'd add a new rule. Also, if anyone became a member or donated a membership, they also could make a rule. And I think also if you subscribe to the channel, you could make a rule. So there were a bunch of different ways to add new rules, and every single time you would add new rules, it would get harder and harder to play. And then if at any point I wiped and I had to restart the run, I would keep one additional rule from that most recent playthrough as like a base rule. And it was a lot of fun. It was very stressful. And that was part of the issue. The other part was the code to show the card flipping on the screen basically made it so that OBS wouldn't save any of the changes I made, and it wouldn't allow it to start recording videos the next time I ran OBS unless I turned off the script, restarted OBS like twice, and then tried recording it. It was like causing major issues with my OBS, so it got really annoying to stream it because it just wouldn't work very well. But it was a lot of fun. Gonna log out now. Hope you have fun and find some shinies. Thank you so much, Luigi. Really, really appreciate you hanging out, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your night yourself. I was mean. I still am. Just hide it better. I mean, I haven't given you the opportunity to be all that mean lately. That's true. But you were mean then too. You're here to hear, folks. Ban Solo. No, Solo is my top 2 viewers, so I can't exactly ban him. If you look at the top hours, you will see Solo's name twice because he changed his channel and accidentally had to like recreate it, and he somehow has watched so much of my streams that not only was his old one a top 2, but his new one is also top 2. Solo has been a very, very strong supporter of the streams, and I am super, super grateful. So I will deal with Solo making my life a living hell for his continued support. Yeah, he's got like 4 times as many hours as Nightpot. All right, and let's go try and get ourselves a Quillfish, because I still need Quillfish and Overqwil. Also, thank you so much for 22 likes, everyone. Absolutely insane support. Truly, truly appreciate every single one of you. Hey, we finally got that notification for the new sub. Nice. How do you check your own? I'm not sure. Maybe it's just !hours. I'm not sure. I hate that they disappear underwater when they don't notice you. Like, the whole point of using the stealth sprays is so that I don't have to deal with them attacking me, but if they're gonna run away anyway, it's less worth it. Might as well just sticky glob them and play with my chances there. Might as well use the circling method, right? I found that this is the best method to try and quickly catch water encounters, is to just do small circles, so that when you zoom in on something, you get that little bit of push up on the camera and also on the character so that it centers your shot better. And doing the little circles helps with your aiming, I found. At least it helps me with my aiming. But, you know, it's still not nearly as good as just trying to catch Pokemon on dry land. You're at number 15, Cyan. 26.42 hours. Nice. Nice. It is insane to me that there are at least 15 people who have watched more than a day's worth of streams, according to one of my newer bots. Like, that's just insane to me. Like, people are so generous and kind. I am not exactly good at most video games. Like, there are some games where I will like kick some butt. Party Animals I'm pretty decent at, I will say. If you ever watch me play Rocket League, I'm like mediocre, but like I'm somewhat happy with like my skills in Rocket League, all things considered. But like, you know, I'm not exactly like top tier gamer here, like, you know, beating world records or anything like that. But y'all are still just so kind as to watch. Did I ever become mod? I don't remember when you became mod. This is on Streamlabs site. Goes to the top 25. Ah, Chev is at the bottom of that list. Understandable. He's not nearly as good a friend as you all are. Chev's got to step up his game, damn it. Although, to be fair, I'm probably at the bottom of his list as well, because I don't hop into other people's streams all that often. You know, it's one of my character flaws. One of my many toxic traits. I am terrible at hopping in on people's streams with any regularity. Chev's a fake fan. Exactly. Yeah. How dare he? Gonna call it a night. Best of luck with the shinies. Thank you so much, Elo. Really, really appreciate the raid, my friend. I really, really do. Have a wonderful night and get some good sleep. I completely get it with the. I'm surprised by how awake I feel right now, because I drove for 8 hours today, and somehow I am still awake, and actually kicking better than some other nights where I have, you know, not had to drive 8 hours and was more tired. Also, I should probably, before I, dang it, want this and that. I should check with my Pokemon to see how much space I have left in my box. Oh yeah, I got plenty. Just real quick, I need to make sure that I didn't miss any shiny Elekid, because I thought I heard the sound when I caught an Elekid earlier, but I probably didn't. If I had to guess, it wasn't shiny. I was just hearing things. Yeah, it's looking like that was the case. That's okay. Maybe we'll get one now. That'd be dope. Even you're above him at rank 21. Wait, I'm above him in my own streams. That's hilarious. Wonder if we could check on Nightbot. 22nd, not 21st. Oh, okay, that's okay. Ectric's a big Ectric fan. It's true. I never watch my own stuff. It's atrocious. Fake fan, for real, for real. Demod me already. Bam, bam. Come on, one of these days. Just give it to me. Been waiting for this line for a while now. Whatever. Oh my goodness. Okay. Bam and bam. Cool. Where are the rest of them? They spotted me. How dare they? I'm literally never gonna know if there's a shiny in these mets. The other kids are just so freaking the same, whether they're shiny or not. It's ridiculous. Doing Celio permutations. Cool. Just try and get a shiny one. I have a shiny Celio. I'm 5.25 hours away from 400 total. Dang. That's like 100 less than I put into this video game. Which is crazy. Trashy Man, thank you so much for lurking. And for rating, but for lurking specifically. Really, really appreciate that. Oh, I've been getting into watching Adam Savage's like tested videos, because he talks a lot about like Mythbusters and stuff, and I used to really, really enjoy watching Mythbusters and stuff. And I noticed he always has a Snapple when he's like talking and stuff like that. So I'm always excited, especially because he seems to like pick the same flavor that I pick, the peach tea most of the time. So I'm always like, he's got Snapple too. He's an addict, fellow addict. But yeah, it's I always am like, oh, Snapple. I wonder if they sponsor him. If you were anyone else, I'd say you know life this game. Yeah. I honestly, this is not the game that I have like the most hours in. I don't think, not by a long shot. How many hours do I have in Rocket League? I might actually have more in this one. This one actually might be one of my highest, now that I think about it. But yeah, it's funny because like I don't play this one to the detriment of any other games all that much. Like I am very much a variety gamer, and even then I'm, sitting at 500 plus hours on this game, which just kind of goes to show how many video games I play, and is a little concerning. Like, I have 500 hours in this game while having nearly 300 in Baldur's Gate. And those are two of the games that take up maybe a plurality of my stream time. That doesn't include any games I don't play on stream. It doesn't include, however many hours I put into Scroll with a Gun, or Wii Sports, or any of the other games that I play with regularity. It's just like, oh man, I play a lot of video games, man. Not that I'm complaining by any means. I love playing video games. It's just like when you have the numbers like put right in front of you, it kind of puts it into stark realization that, oh no, I play a lot of video games. Oh yeah, Chivalry. I have like probably 60 or 70 hours in the game at this point. Okay, why isn't the buy button? That's a new problem to have. Shiny. Oh, hello. Stop following me. Nothing new in there. We go there. So now it's working. Why wasn't it working before? Can I not use it when I'm like too low to the ground or something? I don't know. That was weird. Random fact I learned that I thought was really fun. Interesting. As a Snapple aficionado, I love to learn a random fact. ball. Alright, nothing doing there. We go over here now. Alright. In the Harry Potter Quidditch game, you can make your characters non-binary, which knowing J.K. Rowling should probably seething about. True. I think in Hogwarts Legacy, ironically, you can also do that. Wait, in the Harry Potter Quidditch game, is that like the one from like early PS2 days where it's like super duper like old school? Because that's kind of crazy that they allow you to do that in such an old game if that's the one you're talking about. 'Cause I have that one. I've actually kind of debated playing it, but it's actually not that interesting to play if you're only playing it one player. Because, like, it's so easy to beat the computer, it's just, like, not even fun. It also feels like there's less, like, actual control over, like the main draw of pretty much any sports game is, like, having, essentially, like, full control over all of your characters on the field. And, like, being able to, like, switch between them and, like, play the game as much as possible. But, like, in this one is almost like it's just a few cutscenes. Like, you cut to you're on offense and you like have to pass around and try and score, but then it cuts to the cutscene of you trying to score into one of the hoops and stuff like that, and then it'll cut to you playing defense, and that's like its own like scene, and then it'll like once if you like correctly defend the game, the goal or something like that, it'll switch to the cutscene. Like, it doesn't feel like it cuts to like different like set pieces rather than having it be like a completely dynamic game. And then for catching the snitch, it's basically just like a, you know, press the button at this time type of like trial type of thing. You have to like press this button at these buttons in this order to be able to, you know, keep on track to be able to catch it. And if you don't, then you have to like go back and score more goals until you can find the snitch again. There's another one that dropped September this year. Ooh, is it good? Is it more like an actual sports game? Because if so, I am down to play it. I don't even care. I don't even care. I will 100% play it because I would love a legitimate like sports Quidditch game. Where did my luck go? Listen, you win some, you lose some. It all evens out in the end. Alright, throw a bunch of these. Never played it, I just heard that fact a couple days ago. Gotcha. Well, I'll have to look into it then, because I'm quite curious now. I feel like it's probably not as good as I would want it to be, but it's probably don't know that it can be worse than the one that was on PlayStation 2. That one was just so easy. Still have never caught a shiny of this line either. Or even encounter one, I don't think. Alright. Cool. Does the voice thing activate? No, unfortunately not. My Python still doesn't work. I still don't have it fixed to be able to play MP3 files through Python, so I have to once again go through and figure out some Python issues before I get everything up and running again. I think I might also like streamline the code a little bit so that it doesn't print as many random messages. And I think I'm going to try and lower the delay between when it generates, for the Mad Lib one, the discussion bot one, I'm going to lower the time between when it creates the Mad Libified discussion topic and when it plays the voice for it, because a 5-second pause, which is way too long. I put the pause in there originally as like a buffer, so I could like confirm that it like was working when I was testing it, but it's not necessary now. Also, I think I'm gonna do one more MMO and then call it a night, because I am starting to hit that wall, unfortunately. But for now, let's go see if we can't find a Eevee. Or a Combi. Or a Scyther. That'd be dope too. Gotta go sleep until the morning so that we can spawn an Eevee. Because they only spawn during the day. Alright. Cool. You should really play God of War. I've heard very good things. I saw a tiny little bit of Zed's gameplay of it, and it looked interesting. It's just, you know, I've got a huge backlog of games that I want to play. I'm thinking that after the Zelda game is done, I'm gonna probably try and switch to Kingdom Hearts as my like playthrough game, and then I also want to play that new Peach game, which I actually have right here. Maybe I'll do that one first because it's new. And then I'll switch over to Kingdom Hearts after that. But regardless, those ones that's already 4 games that I want to play, and then there will probably be another one that comes out that I'll, you know, get obsessed with or something like that. Whole bunch of different stuff. So. Come on, please give me a shiny. No. Darn it. We'll keep looking just in case. Also look for some bashable trees. Ooh, there's one. Damn. No shiny. Drats. But look at game reviews. Ironically, a lot of the bad reviews are just people complaining about woke. Well, that's good. That's a good sign. Because usually those brigades mean that the game is actually not bad per se. It's just like, I guess it doesn't speak to whether or not the game is actually good. It just speaks to the fact that it's popular enough that it could get hate brigaded because of, you know, doing the basic decency of allowing you to portray yourself however you please. Did I hear the Chinese sound effect? I don't think I did, right? Phone's at 15%, my power's still out? Oof. Well, we're going to be done soon, so don't you worry. I'll make sure I stop streaming before you run out of battery. And that's the only reason. Otherwise, I'd keep going forever. But Solo's phone's about to die, so we gotta end this off quick. Return to the village. Lilymon, welcome to the stream. Good to see you. Actually, like to see you play the indie game Cassette Beasts. What's that about? I've never heard of that one. It's a fascinating title. One of the 1-star reviews literally starts with, "I personally enjoyed it." Mudkip, welcome in. Good to have you in here as well. Oh, Lily's been here? I'm sorry, I missed your earlier messages. That's my bad, I'm sorry. Hopefully Mudkip hasn't been lurking this whole time and I missed their messages as well. Permutation 10 was a no-go. It's a shame. Hopefully 11. Alright. Go over here now. But yeah, I'm curious what cassette beast says. Just got here. All right, good. What the heck was that? Why is the camera all of a sudden having issues? Alright. Let's see if we can't talk about that. Then goes on about politics and how they them thing is becoming a joke, therefore immediately invalidating their opinion. Yeah, it's like I genuinely don't understand why anyone would truly care about that kind of thing. Like, even if you don't think it's real, who cares? Like, why do you care? Like, put aside the fact that it's obviously a thing, and people obviously want to be acknowledged as what they feel is their most genuine self. Like, that's just a ubiquitous, universal human condition of wanting to be seen and accepted as your most authentic self. But put aside all that. Let's just, for the sake of argument, say, hey, sure, let's pretend that it's possible that that's not a real thing. Why do you care that someone does think it's a real thing? Like, just ignore it if you don't think it's real. It's a monster collector that you record the monsters on cassette tapes and then transform into them. Oh, interesting. That's pretty cool. What gifts have been here since the year 23? That's awesome. Just people live their lives however they want and let them be happy instead of spending all your energy being a hole trying to tear them down. Exactly. It's like, I feel like it's been weaponized, especially in U.S. politics, of like, this is the most important thing. This is the indicative of the rot in our country or whatever nonsense they're saying, and it's such an easy demographic to demonize rather than who is actually causing the issues in people's lives. Like, there are so few trans people in the U.S., and it's just like, why do you? It's like, obviously, like, with being that small of a demographic, it makes it so that it's like very easy to just like say, oh yeah, I'm going to forego your votes by demonizing you. It's like it's super duper easy to do because they are such a small number, but like also like they're not causing the problems. If every single person who is trans was forced to no longer be trans, like, that is a few thousand to like tens of thousands of people are put in a really, really crappy position and forced to live as against how they feel. But like, that is a drop in the bucket in terms of like the number of people out there. They're not the issue. They're not doing anything. They're just trying to frickin' live. They're around 12% of the population. That maybe 1.2%, but like 12 seems high. But what the hell do I know? I'm an idiot. I don't think 12. I think 12% sounds high. Because like 12% is around the percentage of like the number of left-handed people, and I feel like that's a lot more common than someone being transgender. But again, correct me if I'm wrong. No permutation 11? Ah, that's a shame. What if I'm on a date with a girl and she coughs and starts talking in a very man voice? I mean, if that's a deal breaker for you, then end the date. That I don't know. That also doesn't. Oh, we got an SCD forming. Let's do this and then call it an end to the stream, because we could possibly get a shiny Eevee in here. But yeah, it's very possible that that's not necessarily an indication that they're trans. Maybe they just have a cold. And even if it does mean that they're trans, then, you know, if that's not a deal breaker for you, then no one cares. And if it is a deal breaker for you, then it's probably for the best that you don't continue on that date, because you're wasting both of your time. I'm left-handed, so am I. I am actually left-handed. Make the trans people not trans. Congratulations, you just made thousands upon thousands of people extremely famous. Exactly, yeah. And then you wonder why people are, why they have so many mental health issues. Maybe it's because you're being an absolute dick to them all the time. Maybe if you were just, like, bare minimum kind to people, they wouldn't have as many issues. Like, it takes so little to just not be an absolute dick. It's so easy to just be not even like overly nice, just like neutral. Like just don't acknowledge them either way. Like that is so incredibly easy that I do it all the time, unintentionally. It takes so much more effort to be mean. Never mind, I was thinking of left-handed people, 1 to 2%. Exactly. And you know what? That might go up as, because, like, I mean, if you look at the history of left-handedness, you will see that in, like, the 1980s to 1990s, there was a huge uptick in the number of reported left-handed people. Or maybe it's even earlier, but, like, you will see that the graph kind of, like, goes up and then kind of levels off at what it is around today, which is around 12% of people. Is that because suddenly in the 1980s there was a huge pandemic of left-handedness? No, it's because up until then, people used to beat it out of you and force people to be right-handed. Who would have thunk that once people started being tolerant of people's natural inclination, more people would be okay with being out and out about that, and then it doesn't become, you know, a trend or anything like that. It's just that whoever would normally have been left-handed is just allowed to be left-handed out and in the open, and not, like, you know, forced to be something they're not. And then it's just fine. It's the exact same thing is gonna happen with trans people over time. People who would normally be trans are just going to be able to be trans eventually. And there will be more than what it is currently, because people are currently scared to be trans. And then it will get to a certain percent, and then it will level off, because people who aren't trans don't generally want to be trans. In the same way that people who are trans don't generally want to be not trans. Oh, jeez. By the fact that so many people are obsessed with what's in the pants of 1-2% of the population. Exactly. I feel like we're all in vehement agreement here, and I am very appreciative of that. I appreciate that, you know, this group of people is so generally, you know, tolerant. I'm glad that is the type of community I've fostered here, because it's just the duh position. Had people mistake me for trans because I have a low voice for a woman, genetic disorder that means I have a scraggly beard. Yeah, and I mean, that's the other thing, is, like, this is gonna hurt people who aren't trans too, because, like, people are crappy judges of what people are. Like, if you look at a dude and he has long hair, all of a sudden you think he's a woman, and you're like, you're going into the wrong bathroom. It's like, just let people be. Just let people be. whole thing reminds me of the time people put out a story where being straight was outlawed and straight people were punished and forced to take the cure, and the entire purpose was to say that straight people shouldn't be punished, and a homosexual society members should be true as well. Exactly, yeah. And that's a great like way to frame it and make it so obvious for people. Like just like making it the opposite, it makes it so much more obvious that it's like, oh, this is what's going on. It's very helpful to, like, you know, put people to like frame it in an analogy where it's not so loaded with like historical conventions and stuff like that. It makes it so much easier to see the ridiculousness of these arguments. Oh, you know, this could be shiny. Maybe I should try to spawn more of these. Forgot about that. That might actually be useful to have a shiny. It's just in left-handed people are now illegal. I mean, they essentially were at one point. I mean, not like you wouldn't be like thrown in jail for trying to write with the left hand or anything, but like literally like back in the olden days, they associated using your left hand with like the devil. like I've heard stories of people like in like Catholic schools back in the day, like having people like hit their hand with rulers until they learn to use their right hand instead. Just crazy stuff like that. And even then, like back in the day when they used to like really care about like writing cursive, they used to like force you to write cursive with the right-handed slant, even though that's not the natural way for left-handed. So my grandfather, who is also left-handed, literally to this day writes like this so that he could get the right curve on his cursive writing, because it was drilled into him to do that, because he would get in trouble if he didn't. And that's, you know, maybe 50, 60 years ago at most. It's not that long ago. I have long hair, but I look like a dude because I am a dude. My friends say I look like Moist Critical. Honestly, it's a good look. It's a good look. Dazzling, welcome to the stream. I apologize for all of you who have just joined in, but I am actually going to go to bed now. I am pretty tired, so I appreciate every single one of you for joining in. Thank you so much to Trash Can Man and Aloe for the 2 raids. Absolutely insane support. Truly, truly appreciate it. Come on, seagulls, read the room. We are going to go pass on the love on another raid. I hope that it will be a really powerful one, like you guys showed me. Let's go see if someone who's live right now. Thanks for the stream. Oh, thank you so much for joining in, man. Really, really appreciate it. Have a good sleep. Thank you. Thank you. Let's see. So we could go raid Chev doing some Fortnite. We could raid, let's see, who else is live? Exit with a side. When did I subscribe to them? I don't remember subscribing to them. We could go raid Vandalier with some Kingdom Hearts. Trainer Frankie's doing some Dynamax adventures. If any of these sound interesting to you. Oh, the Shiny Shack's doing some shiny Regirock hunting in Ruby and Sapphire. Any of these sound interesting? I'll see what people say in the chat. Oh, it looks like Chev's done. Oh no, Chev's still live. Find 6 people and roll a d6. Shiny Shack? Alright, yeah. We got a couple people saying Shiny Shack, so let's go raid Shiny Shack. Alright. Let's go pass on that love. With a hashtag Ectric raid. Let's pretend that said raid, not rad. I hope that you will join me on that raid. Go show some love to Shiny Shack. doing some fun shiny hunting. Regardless, though, thank you so much for joining me tonight. If you have not yet liked this stream and subscribed to the channel, consider doing so you can catch more of these in the future. Whatever you do, though, I really, really appreciate you being here tonight. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your evening. And until the next stream, have a good one. Bye.